Hey guys, this is Tom from Numbers Game Lifestyle, and today we're going to be talking about what are the best openers when you open women during day game or, cold approach. And the short answer is it's pretty much whatever you're comfortable saying is the best approach to do. Okay, I'll get into specifics in a minute, but when you're first starting out, you just want to choose something that you feel comfortable in saying. You feel comfortable starting a conversation that way. So whatever it is you feel comfortable with, say something, anything. Really, like, the words barely matter. It matters in your overall look, whether she's sexually available. The words are just a small, minor thing that has very little impact on whether you have success or not. Okay, so don't overthink about what to say and, the words that you say. Whatever it is that you feel comfortable saying to start a conversation, that's the best one, okay? Okay, so for me personally, when I'm meeting girls during the day, doing like everyday things, I prefer to go situational because it's the most normal way to approach someone. It's the most easy way for them to respond to you, and it's a normal for them to have a person ask about what they're doing. Okay, so let's say you're meeting someone at the bus stop or the train station. You can ask them hey, where are you heading? That's an easy thing to respond to. I'm just on my way to work. Oh, that's cool. Whereabouts do you work? And you just build off of whatever they say, and quickly you'll be able to see whether this girl is enjoying the conversation or just wants to get away from you and wish you would just shut up. In which case you just stop asking her questions and you move on to the next. Or maybe she answers your question and then she's quickly looking back at her phone to try to avoid you or whatever. But yes, you quickly realize whether a girl wants to talk to you or not, right? And if everything's looking good, she's looking like she's enjoying the conversations, continually asking questions, and then introduce yourself and, ask her out. Ask her out if she wants to grab drinks or frozen yogurt sometime, drinks or coffee sometime, whatever it is, and then you'll quickly see where her head is at. Same thing let's say at a grocery store. You can ask her never had those before. What are those like? If she's looking at something on the grocery aisle, it really doesn't matter. You're just asking a question and seeing how she responds. Because a lot of the times the girl will perk right up and you have to be ready to follow up, right? As soon as she answers the question, be ready to follow up. With whatever she says, you expand on that. Okay, that's how you get to know people. And and if it looks like she's trying to get away from you or whatever, yes, then just leave her be and get on with it. But most of the time they're going to be pretty positive, in which case you continually ask questions. And eventually if she sticks around for a couple questions, you ask her her name, introduce yourself, and then ask her out if she wants to grab drinks or frozen yogurt sometime. Boom, done deal. And let's say it's at the gym, because you're going to be seeing these girls most likely continually throughout the year. So it's a kind of a social circle. So it'd be low pressure. Just ask her how her weekend was. Honestly, I've approached so many different women with so many different openers that it really doesn't matter. You quickly realize that, it really doesn't matter. You're just trying to be as normal as possible. How a normal person would approach. You don't want to ask her straight out of the gate some bizarre question and have she has to think about what, why is this guy asking me this? I don't know, and she's confused and everything like that. No, you're just asking normal questions about the environment that you're in. And those approaches tend to go really well because it's like you're just being friendly, right? It's not like you're going to the gym to hit on chicks or you're going to the grocery store to hit on chicks. No, you're just asking friendly conversations to see how they respond. As soon as you start a conversation with a stranger, you're automatically extroverted because no one does that. Okay, so yes, it really doesn't matter in day game, cold approach environments, what you say. Just get the ball rolling. Ask a question. It can be literally anything. Yeah, usually something to do with the environment that you're in. So it's, it's not like it seems like you go into these locations just to hit on girls. You're in the environment and you're asking them, questions that are relevant to the environment that you're in. So that way, like, girls are never like, oh, does this guy come to the gym just to hit on chicks? Or this guy, like, just scoping out the grocery store to hit on chicks? No, you're just asking normal questions that are suitable to the environment. And you're seeing, like, how she reacts to that. That's the name of the game. That's all these openers are. Personally, I don't really like going direct in day game environments. Of course, it works, just like situational openers work, indirect openers work, whatever it is. Like while she's walking home, hey, did you just get off work? That worked fine. I mean, there is no wrong answer to opening a girl. Whatever it is that you say is a good one, is a good approach. As long as you get the girl to, answer your question, that is a good approach. And be prepared to follow up on that answer. Don't just say the answer and she responds like, yeah, I'm just getting off work. And then you stop there and you're left, oh, okay, that's great. No, you follow up immediately with what she says. This is how normal people have conversations. You respond to what they say. So yeah, I just got off work. Oh, that's cool. Like, whereabouts do you work? Like, what do you do? Oh, that's such a boring question, Tom. Like, she's going to be so bored. No, this is how normal people interact. You don't really give a damn where she works or what she does, but it's just how normal people converse. When you respond, they respond, and it has relevance to what they just said, right? It shows that you're paying attention, and you're not just be like, yeah, I just got off work. Oh, that's cool. How about this weather? Or you just kind of like completely like negate whatever she says and you just follow up with another question. No, you follow up with whatever she says. So don't plan these conversations. And just a quick intermission here, guys. If you could like, comment, or subscribe to this channel, that would do me a huge favor because the YouTube algorithm loves that stuff. Thank you. You don't plan these conversations in advance. You just ask a question, and with whatever she responds back, you follow up with whatever she says. Let your, that muscle is just going to be a reflex. You don't even have to think about it. Like, she just says something like, oh, I'm going to see my friends. Oh, yeah? Like, whereabouts are you guys going? You going downtown? Like, whereabouts? Yeah, we're going downtown to this place. Blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, I've never been there. It sounds like fun. And you just keep building on whatever she says. This isn't rocket science. This is how like normal people talk. And before you think like, oh no, that's so friend zone. She's going to friend zone you if you talk like that. No, you don't want to friend zone yourself. If you're trying to get laid that night, like you're trying to bring her home like in like 5 minutes and 10 minutes, then yes, you have to sexualize the approach. But if you're just trying to get a number and set up a date for the next couple days, you do not have to sexualize the approach. When you ask for her number and ask her out for drinks or ask her out for coffee, she knows what she's getting into. She should just be able to look at you and be like, yeah, that guy gets laid. That guy is probably going to want to, hook up with me, because you look that attractive. You look like hookup material. You never have to worry about, oh, this is just a friendly conversation. I'm just friend zoning myself. No, the only way you friend zone yourself is if you go on a date and you don't do anything. You don't try to touch her. You don't try to do anything with her. You just have like a polite conversation and then you're like, okay, bye. Even then you're not friend zoning yourself. Let's say you go on another date and you don't touch her or do anything. Then maybe, yes, you're getting into like you're putting yourself into like, you're trying to be her best friend instead of trying to, hook up with her realm. But again, do not worry about, oh no, like if I just talk to her like a friend, then she'll only see me as a friend. No, it's the way you look. Do you look like a guy that she would want to hook up with, get in bed with? Then you have nothing to worry about, oh no, this conversation's too friendly. I've got to sexualize the approach. No, you shake her hand. Yeah, my name's Tom. She tells you her name. And then you repeat that over so you remember her name. This is basic things. I've never ever had a woman like, friend zone me because I talk to her like a friend would when I do the approach. A lot of the approaches that I have during the day look like old friends catching up. Like if a person were to watch us, it'd be like, oh, that guy obviously knows her. They've been probably friends for a long time. That's why they click so well. And that's the way it should look. It should look like you're just friends catching up, you trade numbers and you go your separate ways. So she doesn't have to feel guilty about like, oh no, that guy just picked me up. I just gave that strange guy my number. No, it just looks like friends catching up. And that's the best way to go about doing it. So she doesn't have to feel like, scared of like, oh, what people think of her. Anyways, guys, do not worry about being friend zoned, be having friendly conversations. It should be like you're talking to like the old man at the bus stop. Essentially, that's essentially what my conversations look like when I'm, approaching women. I'm just curious and I'm going to ask her questions. I'm kind of like an inspector, just asking polite conversations and following up with what she says. Yeah, and then girls feel like, oh yeah, like this guy really, he seems really cool. He looks good. I'll give him my number and yeah, take things from there. This is how normal people interact. It's not like anything new. You don't have to like do all these gamey bullshit that that's all peddled online and everything like that, where you have to like sexualize the approach. You have to be man to woman. You have to be dominating, and completely irrelevant. Save all that stuff when you're on the date and you're actually leading her towards the bedroom. Then you would ask like masculine. Then you lead the way. But in terms of like getting a phone number, set a date, it's just normal conversation, seeing what your vibe is like. That's exactly what I'm doing when I'm talking to a girl for the first time. I just want to see what her vibe is like. And she's going to do the same thing to you. She's going to be like, yeah, this guy seems cool. I wouldn't mind like, yeah, going for drinks or hanging out with this guy for a bit. That's it. Anyways, guys, if you need help doing this, whether that's cold approach, getting over approach anxiety, I help guys do that. There's coaching links down below. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching.